With education, health, and food topping the list of their agenda, the Grapeyard program are aligned to the Millennium and Sustainable Development Goals.
One, we've been consistent and observing the development of how the world is developing. Around 2000, around 1999, around and mid 2000, I think Kenya was a signatory to Millennium Development Goals of 2015, which identified free access to education, access to uh, food, access to treatment, and especially the HIV, the maternal health. So, as people that were an organization that was working in the community, we also had to align our programs to the NDG goals. And then after 2015, you remember that they were scaled to SDG, which are they are now are they 14 or 15? The SDG goals, and again we had to align our goals or our objectives to the SDGs. And if you look at the SDGs, still food is still an issue within the poor and the developing countries. Education is still a serious issue, and a very serious issue even with the current political campaigns. Is a political tool where we find the two coalitions, each promising, one promising that they'll give free education, another one also promising that they'll look into how to subsidize the education. And if you look at the element of food and see how they are linked, you'll find that even today we are entangled with the food security within the country. And at the same time, I think the is it the UN, the United Nations documented something on the food security in the informal settlements. I think it was a paper of 2015. So you may not address education and forget the food element, and at the same time, to a greater extent, you will not forget health. And this is why, if you come to Korogosho, as small as it is, you'll find that in all our program we have food, we have education, and today we are working on a health program. And within the school of 1,600, we've done something unique, that we have a sick bay with a full-time nurse, that when children are sick before they are rushed to hospital, they can get the first aid. I don't know how many schools have thought of having a sick bay, but this our sick bay we are scaling up, and I believe by next year, once we are done with building the junior secondary school, the next phase is going to scale it up to be a hospital. We are dealing with 70 children, though the home is designed to have 100. For the first 10 years we had 100, but when the challenges of funding, which I think it's common knowledge out there, we had to reduce on the number of children that we could support. I would also mention to you that taking care of 70 here, the budget is bigger than taking care of 1,600 in Korogosho. So that's why I say that we had to scale down the number, and this because the constraints in budgeting.
Despite the challenges encountered in implementation of these projects, the social economic impact of grapeyards has been positively evident.
One, it has provided employment to the community of Korogosho, and even to the children that we've taken care of. Once a child is educated, finishes class 8, we take him to secondary school, is taken to university, like the number that I told you, the list is long. I think they are now economically built to go out and defend for themselves. The trickle effects is that you empower one child, and then you find that he's now able to take care of finances for the family. Socially, you'll find that the stigmatization that comes with our background. A child has gone up to university, so it doesn't matter whether he came from Korogosho. He can now go out and stay wherever he wants. He can socialize with whoever he wants out there. So there's so much we can speak about the socioeconomic benefits that the Grapeseed organization has done to the marginalized societies within Korogosho, and which are evident. You visited our food academy. I told you that those are some of the ex-children that we had. Today they are there, but now not as children but as instructors. They are teaching others, because I think they have done their craft 1, craft 2, and there's one that's now doing his diploma. So you see how this is helping both individuals and the society at large. In 1999, you'll move to Kibera, Madare, Korogosho, and in less than 100 meters you'll meet Action Aid, World Vision, Plan International. Today we don't see them. It means the donor world is shrinking, and when the donor world is shrinking, the issues are still there and they keep on arising. So it means the few donors that are there means that people compete for them. So when people compete for them, it means resources are not there. So these are serious challenge. 3, another challenge is that you may have a good program like what we have, but again you have a challenge on who to tell the story. How do you reach out to people out there and tell your story so that they may be able to come and be part of it? 3, if you look economic situations, we are feeding 1,600 in school, we are feeding 70 here, we are sponsoring so many. When food is very, very scarce, you'd imagine just a month ago, a basket of 90 kg of maize was 3,000. Today is 7,000. So assume that you had told your donor 2 months ago and you had completed the budget. What happens? So these are serious issues. Health problems are a serious challenge that we are facing. And then another challenge that I must say is that the ignorant. I don't know actually how to put it. We so much fit on humanitarian activities, but in the eyes of this Caesar, it's like you are doing business. So we have so many hurdles. You are sourcing for food to give to the children, but the taxman is looking at you that you need to do this. This city council is always on your neck. So all these are serious hurdles.
Asked of who is to blame concerning policies implementation, Edmond cites the gap between government and the services offered.
We exist because there is a gap between the services the government is giving and the population, and there's a serious gap. For example, today I believe we have over 200 people living in Korogosho alone, but Korogosho only has one government school. Next to Korogosho, there's an estate called Lakisama, which has more population than Korogosho. Lakisama doesn't have even a single government school, doesn't have a single health facility. So this means because of that gap, the organizations come to complement and to fill the gap that is created by the lack of services. But in doing this, the government should at least come with fair policies that works for all of us. But at the same time, you cannot develop a policy for a Korogosho where there is no sewer system, there is no piped water, there's no electricity, and if anything, they are punished by not giving transformers. And the same policies where there is no title deed are the same policies that works for people in, let's say, Lavington, Runda, where the services are formalized and there's structures of whatever. So you cannot have a policy that touch on these two people equally, because Korogosho people, I don't know whether they know of garbage collection services that is being offered by the county government, whereas probably in the upmarket, when a tissue paper falls on the ground, it becomes an issue that probably may be discussed in parliament. You understand? So when policies are not fair for everyone, then such creates gaps for some of our organizations to fit in and ensure that they are addressed. For us, we are doing a lot of humanitarian activities. All that we are doing is non-profit, but to the eyes of the government, it's like you are doing business. So in our situation, you find so many roadblocks. Today we are building a secondary school. There are no title deeds in Korogosho, but we cannot build because you cannot get an approval. So those are hurdles that comes with our programs. And as we try to do this, the people that we partner with again wonder what kind of an environment you work in if the government may not be able to appreciate that you are out there to support the children. I've never understood if the government cannot understand that in a population, in an area of 2 square kilometers, why should we have over 100 NGOs? What are they doing? If a 2 square kilometers has only one government school, why don't we have 3 NGOs there? And if one is doing education, why can't the other guy do health? And why can't the other guy do probably food? So that all of them complement and is what the government is doing, but in a quality way. So when you see lack of goodwill or lack of clear policies being implemented, it means young people are given responsibility to do this.
There has been a number of success stories in Grapesyard. This are Edmond's driving force.
Last year we had again another milestone where one of our beneficiaries graduated with medicine from UN. These are some of the top courses that I think it's good for us to mention. Other courses including businesses, education, community development. We have so many that we cannot enlist out of the children that have gone through our sponsorship program. And we are happy that currently we are developing an alumni, and we are seeing some of them taking that pride. Like our website is run and managed by one of the alumni that graduated from University of Nairobi as an engineer, and this is doing free of charge as a way of giving back to the center that nurtured and developed you from childhood. We have children that I would say that were abandoned in that other dumping site. Today, if you meet them in the streets of Nairobi, you will not tell if they passed. I love what Chinua Achebe said, that looking at a king, you never know whether he sucked his mother's breast. We have children that were dumped. Round 2 came here. We took care of them. They went to secondary school. One went to university. One went for a diploma. They are doing very well.